He introduced the divine arts.
What?
He introduced the divine arts. Like he was the first person to actually like really knew how to.
Amato introduced those. There was explanation. If it wasn't
Explanation.
for Amato,
Ishiki,
if it wasn't for Amato, that brother would have still been doing like we would have been still seeing shit and not knowing what it was.
But we actually did see it. Like the person who actually did explain it to us isn't the person that we give the credit to. Like no one's gonna give the credit to the person who actually did explain
I absolutely give it credit for explaining because I wouldn't know otherwise.
Oh, all right. So who explained Ultra Instinct?
Whis.
Who explained the second Tomo?
The second Tomo, Tomoe.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on, bro.
Who was the first person?
Who was the first person we seen unlock the second Tomo?
I guess Sasuke.
We already know it immediately. That's my point. That's what we don't care who explained it. Isshiki did the divine arts at first. Like that's the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy.
That doesn't even make sense.
It does.
What do you? Wait, no. The Whis thing, Whis was using Ultra Instinct and then explaining it. So he's both the user and the person who explains it. So
all right, so that was a bad example. Another one would be.
Oh, I know. Another one. I'm telling you.
Another one would be Super Saiyan 3. No one remembers who explained Super Saiyan 3. We all remember the legendary video of Goku turned Super Saiyan 3. Like same thing with.
But that's not the same because like we knew what the Super Saiyan like lineage in terms of evolution was like Saiyan grade 2, grade 3. So we pretty much weren't dumb. It's like okay, well it got longer hair and no eyebrows, but it's still a version of it. But when we're talking about like a classification of technique, we need that explained because otherwise it's just a jutsu like any other jutsu. Absent of Amato's explanation, that's all it is, and that's all it would have ever been.
Oh,
right. Unless somebody else did.
Disagree. Because when we seen it at first, it was automatically something like huge. Like
what do you mean by it? What do you mean by it?
Sukuna Hikona and Daikokuten, both of them. Like he's pulling things from a dimension that doesn't exist. Like
bro, I literally just threw up in my mouth a little bit. That's crazy.
We were already dumbfounded. We were already dumbfounded. We didn't even know. We didn't even need to hear that it was a divine art. What's called Ada's omnipotent ability when she flipped the whole entire thing. Biggest plot. That's what I was looking for. Biggest plot twist we've ever seen. No one really cared if it was a divine art or not. No, we cared about the actual action.
No. This is such cap. This is such cap. If it wasn't for Amato's explanation, bro, like all Sukuna Hikona and Daikokuten were just another technique that this brother was using. That's it. It would have been no different from any. It would have been no different from Kamui. Okay. Another OP busted technique that was used by a powerful character in the series. It's only after that explanation do we add like that validity of divinity to it. Absent of that is just another jutsu. Oh, wait. So without his explanation, what is it? If not just an OP jutsu?
Well, that's what it is, an OP jutsu. We don't care if it's like an actual classification. I care about what it could actually do. But like if a regular old jutsu was a divine art, if a regular old dingy jutsu was a divine art that didn't really do anything, hypothetically, let's say the sexy jutsu was a divine art, we wouldn't really care about the sexy jutsu, but we care about the actual functionality of the jutsu. Like for example, when Kawaki had I don't know against Sukuna Hikona and Daikokuten, no one really cared that he had divine arts. We cared that he had the abilities that Isshiki was using. We were like, all right, now Kawaki is different.
Listen, you can gallop your way through this conversation as much as you want to, okay? Like you can talk for 1,000 years and maybe you'll find a good point, but currently it takes a while, okay? Listen, you're not there yet. Stop it. You're wrong, okay? You're absolutely incorrect. If Kamui was like fucking Kamui Raikiri, fucking DMS, Dual Mangekyo Sharingan, like these are OP fucking jutsus. Okay,
but it's
that's all it would have ever been, Bara. That's all it would have ever been. It's
the same thing with Kamui. When Obito first phased through someone, no one really cared about what the name was or the explanation. We just think, yo, this man just phased through someone. When Hidan woke up from actually getting his head chopped off, we didn't care about what it was. Yo, this man is what's called.
Bara, you said that he introduced Shinjutsu, right? We would not have known that was Shinjutsu without Amato mentioning it, right? So you saying nobody cared about what it was, like that defeats the point that you're trying to make.
I don't mean that.
You're trying to make is that it's important that we knew that it was divine, But he didn't introduce the divinity to the technique. He just introduced the technique. The divinity was established and linked to those techniques from Amato's explanation.
No, I'm not trying to say that isn't important at all. I'm trying to say which one is more important. I'm saying
come on, now you're switching up. Now you're switching up, bro.
Never did I switch up. Just like the divine arts thing, we give the credit to Isshiki because that is more important. I'm not saying that whoever explained it wasn't important at all. No, Isshiki was the most important.
Jesus Christ.
Was Isshiki not the most important? He showed us the divine arts.
He was not the most important element when it came to the advent of Shinjutsu. It was Amato because he's the one that brought it about. 100%.
I gotta disagree with that. This might just be like a disagreement that we have, but I think whoever shows us the ability is more important than whoever tells us the ability.
But is the ability being divine important?
I mean, yeah.
Well, you said that with some apprehension, but I'll take it. Okay. Okay, so we agree. The ability being divine is important. Okay. So I'm telling you this because I literally, and you did too, and so did Free Game, and everybody in this chat, we lived through this. We saw Shikuna Haikona before it was classified as divine, and we didn't think it was. It was just another OP attack from another OP antagonist.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to credit him with ushering in a divine technique, right, that's not what he did. The divinity label was given to him post all that shit by Amato. So Amato brought in the concept of Shinjutsu. When you talk about Shinjutsu, like Amato said, ain't what Isshiki said. That's what I'm saying. And then you got other Shinjutsu following that.
Are you trying to say that he's the one that, like, when you say he ushered in Shinjutsu, is like he's the first person that displayed Shinjutsu abilities? Like, can you elaborate on that?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. The original conversation is, what did Isshiki bring to this series? Yeah. Divine arts. He didn't explain it. I never said that he explained it. I'm not necessarily trying to minimize the impact that explaining it has. That's obviously important. But it's more important to actually be the person doing it. Like barrier mode. No one really cares if you explained barrier mode before. We cared about Naruto out of nowhere rising like a phoenix, coming down to Isshiki Otsutsuki, destroying Isshiki Otsutsuki. But that's what was more impactful. No one's going to give credit to someone who explained the barrier mode. No, we're going to give credit to Naruto because he actually did use the barrier mode.
This is just the Dragon Ball. This is just the Dragon Ball thing. It's just in a different series. Like, we understand transformations, but I'm talking about like a classification of a technique. Let me ask you, what was Shikuna Haikona and Daiko Kuten before Amato's explanation? What was it to you?
Elite jutsus.
Yeah, I agree. It was a simple, because this was mentioned several times in the canon dialogue, the material. It's a simple yet effective jutsu used by a very powerful antagonist, and that's all it was. And that's all it was for years. And then Amato came by, and then he added context to it, which made it divine.
So the character,
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it was already divine before Amato explained it.
No, no. What I'm saying is not in terms of the canon material. I'm saying from our perspectives.
Oh, got you.
Before Amato's explanation, that was nothing more than an overpowered jutsu used by an overpowered character.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So Amato's explanation added validity to that thing. It added the descriptor of divine to it, which elevated it post. But as we lived through it before that explanation, it was just another jutsu. So Amato brought in the divine element, not Isshiki. Just because he used the technique, we didn't know it at the time, so it wasn't brought in. That's what I'm saying.
So I just want to get this clear. Isshiki deserves no credit for divine arts.
That's a weird question. What do you mean no credit for divine arts? I'm saying the person I'm saying the person who ushered in the concept of Shinjutsu. And absent of that concept, everything that was before was just jutsu to varying different degrees. The one who ushered the concept in is Amato, simple and plain.
But that wasn't the overall question. The overall question was, what did Isshiki bring to the series? And I'm asking, and on this topic of divine arts, because it seemed like you're not trying to give him credit. Does he deserve any credit he deserves no credit for divine arts?
No.
That's where we disagree.
No, he doesn't. He deserves. Again, The ability isn't divine until it's given, bro. There's something that exists. It's just, example. Something exists right now in the series that is something special, right? You think it's the same thing. I don't know, fucking I don't know. I'm trying to create something, whatever, right? Until they come out and say it, the shit that we've been watching, like Shadow Clone Jutsu, was secretly some ancient Otsutsuki technique that was learned by head ass and then boy, and they fused to get it to create head ass boy, some shit like that. I don't know. Until that's explained, it's just what it always been. It wasn't anything special. It was just an OP jutsu from an OP character. Until it's given a certain kind of descriptor or certain types of things, it elevates it. But that elevation comes after, right? Because he's dead. He's gone. So the person that made Sukuna, Haikona, and Daiko Kuten divine from our perspective is Amato. Before that explanation, it was the same old shit from an OP character. That's it. So no, I'm not giving him credit for that. It's Amato that gets the credit because it's Amato that educated us and informed us. Knowledge is power. He gave us the power. It wasn't him. Isshiki. That's what I'm saying.
So Isshiki deserves absolutely no credit.
What credit do you think he deserves for doing something that we didn't even consider was special at the time?
For showing it to us.
Oh God.
That's like saying there's absolutely no value in seeing Sarada unlock the third Tomo because we already know what it is. We already know what it is. There's no value in seeing that third Tomo.
Bro, if somebody came later on in the series and was like the third Tomo specifically was like a Shinjutsu beyond omnipotence, right? If that happened, I wouldn't look at like Sasuke like I gotta give him credit for ushering in the third Tomoe for the first time that I can remember seeing it. It's like fuck no.
It wasn't that wouldn't be the first time that we see it. But
whoever did the third Tomoe the first time.
The whole point I'm making is like if there is no value in actually seeing anything, then there is no value in seeing Sarada with the third Tomo.
Oh, okay.
So the first part of this pod, irrelevant. We don't care about it.
I literally said that. I literally said awaken the third Tomoe and then instantly go into the Mangekyo. I don't care about the third Tomoe. The third Tomoe is irrelevant. We're talking about gods and fucking.
No, but we don't need to see it. That's what I'm saying.
What?
We don't even need to see that. If she's gonna unlock it immediately, we don't even need to see that.
I literally don't care. I don't care. No, don't show it. Show it off. Like just vaguely mention it off screen or something. Hell, don't. I do not. I think the third Tomoe is as irrelevant can get at this point. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So if the series came back and there was nothing, it was just straight dialogue, and they talked about what happened in Boruto Part 2. And there is nothing else, just dialogue, it would be fine.
What?
Would it be fine if there was just dialogue in Boruto Part 2?
Just dialogue, like no visuals?
No visuals, just dialogue. It could be one still frame. It's like, come on, bro.
Wait. I didn't finish. I was going to say probably not. No. But there's like a staticky noise in the back. What was that?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix my mic.
Okay. Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
Well, what was the question I asked? I forgot how I framed it, so the probably not is kind of confusing.
Yeah, I have no idea why you're choosing this course of action. It's
because it's like
you're on the tactic.
You're like because it's like you're kind of like being stubborn on the point where it's like seeing something isn't valuable. Obviously, seeing stuff is valuable.
Wait, but it's value from your perspective. By all means, it's your opinion. If you find him being the first guy to do a thing that you didn't know was special until you did, then sure, you can have value in that. Me personally, I just looked at Sukuna Haikona and Daiko Kuten. I made videos about it. I made theories about it. I'm a content creator. I talked about it. It wasn't anything but a jutsu from a powerful character. It only the context of divinity was added on, and everyone got hyped and amped after Amato ushered in the concept. So before that, it was the same old. That's it. I really don't know what else to tell you. That doesn't mean like you don't show pictures and just do dialogue or whatever you were saying. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I think we just disagree about that. Another thing that Isshiki brought to the series, in my personal opinion, that was impeccable, was obviously the Kawaki Karma Seal, like having effect to this day. Like, come on, bro. What is going on? Not only
Okay,
that,
so wait. So Isshiki's a character that just facilitates the growth of another character.
his impact. When we talk about rappers, we talk about impact. When we talk about basketball players, we talk about impact. When we talk about characters, we talk about impact. Always impact, of course.
Okay,
Kawaki's a part of Ishiki's legacy.
Fine.
Same thing with Code.
Well, that's absolutely same. You shouldn't add the Code part.
No, I gotta be fair. I gotta be fair. Up and I gotta be fair. Because he did actually say that he is his legacy in the series. So I had to be fair.
Well, listen. You're just shitting on Isshiki even more because his legacy is that of an L. And I ain't talking about that brother from Death Note, okay? An L. So, okay, fine. All right, his legacies are L's. Okay, cool. But look, I'll give you the Kawaki thing. Look, I'm giving you the Kurama thing. I'm gonna throw an LOL at the end of it, okay? The whole thing with him ushering in Shinjutsu, absolutely. No, I'm not giving you that one at all. So I got like 4 fingers left. You're talking about him. Okay, the antagonist is 1,000+ euro Otsutsuki, this god tier combatant, and the best that he can amount to is facilitating the growth of a 14-year-old boy that he abused and whatever. Okay, cool, fine. I'll give you that one. Anything else?
I don't like the framing, but originally you did say the first part that he ushered in Shinjutsu. Even if you don't agree that he ushered in, he was the first person to show us Shinjutsu.